Welcome back to the 2025 Salt Lake Open. Today, day 2, we're at Bigham Creek. We have a heck of a lead card here, Ian. Stone Smith and Ryan Bain in first place right now, tied at 13 under. Kai Kim at 12 under, and Levi Hancock to round it off at 11 under after one round.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how these guys play at one of the newer courses here in the Salt Lake Valley. Should be some really fun and good disc golf ahead of us. Hey, Davers, hole 1 here at Bigham Creek. What do we got?
So you guys are going to see that Mando sign there. We are not playing that. So it normally plays as a 510-foot hole, but it's about 410 from the tee pad to the basket. Island, the little concrete pathway there is the island. These guys are going to be going for it here. Downhill. Big shot out of Stone.
It looks good. Does it have the push, though?
It was pretty windy out. Looks like it got knocked down and comes up just a little bit short. He'll be in the out of bounds there. Have to go to a drop zone.
And this is playing as a par 4 because there is a layup on the right side. So Stone will still have a long shot at birdie, but most likely par.
Ryan goes a little bit higher here. Skips long. Gets a bad roll away at the end of that shot, but he's safe. He'll have an easy look at least birdie there.
Yep. Kai, our local lefty, back on coverage once again. Had a great day 1. Looking for a better day 2.
Keeps it low. Hopes the wind doesn't push it down too much. Gets a big skip. About 20 feet in? 25 feet?
Yeah, 20, 25 from where I was standing. It was a really good shot. Levi had a good day yesterday, making coverage once again for day 2. What do we expect out of Levi today?
I mean, we've seen Levi on the Pro Tour. He knows how to play in wind. He should be able to make most of these shots, and hopefully his putter's hot today.
Very, very conservative out of Levi. Big hyzer. It gets there.
It does get there. He's a little long. Might be a little obstructed there behind that tree.
So this is the drop zone we were talking about. The drop zone is between the tree and the pole. Tricky drop zone. We're still, 330 out?
Yeah, somewhere about a little over 300 feet. Throws that flex forehand, gets it up there, takes another big skip. At least he's safe here, but probably like a 45-footer.
Yeah. Stone with his putt on 1.
He absolutely takes his time with these.
I mean, why would you not? At this skill level, taking your time with these long putts gains you strokes on the card here and there.
Absolutely. Little spinny nose up putt there. Nice soft bid at the basket. The OB is probably about 15 feet behind the basket there.
Ryan going for a layup and just gets caught by that little guardian tree.
Yeah. Not what you want to see, but fortunately he'll have an open look.
Levi for eagle, just short.
Yeah, came out of his hand kind of low. Like I said, these guys are putting in that wind, kind of being a little more conservative, I think.
And it is gusting. Oh, man.
We see from Ryan there. Leaves a little high out of his hand. The wind just takes it.
Yeah, just to note for the rest of this round, it is gusting wind, and it is swirling. It's not a consistent head, tail. It's not coming from one direction. It is swirling all around this course throughout the day.
Yeah, it's a pretty open field, so not a lot of protection here.
Kai for eagle. No doubt.
No doubt. From, like we said last time, those 20 to 25 footers, he should be making those all day.
Ryan, his comeback.
Ooh, just gets the bounce off the lip. Catches a couple chains, but not enough to keep it in.
Stone for his bogey.
That was a little nose up. A little scary putt as well. But stays in the basket, luckily.
Stone is one of those guys who... very aggressive spin putt. Nose up.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of his putting style? We haven't seen it on coverage before. We'll see a lot more of it today.
I think it works well for, again, gusty winds. You can kind of keep it low if you need to. You're not hoping that, the wind pushes it up or down. So we see Ryan here try to jam that putt. Did not look like it wanted to stay in the basket.
No, and you'll see a lot of those throughout today. Levi, easiest birdie of his life?
Yeah, I think he's still a little upset that, that was where his birdie was, but... All right, Ian, hole 2 here. What are we looking?
280-foot par 3. There's an OB right. It's basically that road right there. If you're OB right, it's a bad shot. These guys with the wind are probably throwing some pretty stable, pretty low into the ground, and hopefully it gets a decent skip or it gets close to the basket.
Yeah. Expect to see a lot of spike hyzers here.
High, low, hyzer, something stable.
Just crashing in just about 30 feet in front of the basket. Stays.
A little short, but I think on this course with the wind today, you'll take that, especially if it's a tailwind putt.
Yeah. Judging distances downhill with wind is always really tricky.
Levi going with forehand. Same sort of line, asking for it to go right and sit.
Takes 2 big skips. Lands about 15 feet past the basket there.
Yeah, really good shot by Levi.
Yeah. Surprised he didn't go with the backhand spike hyzer here. Surprised these guys are going with the forehand.
I think it's due to the wind. I think the wind was favoring more of that spiking right with the forehand than the spiking left. See Stone, very similar to Levi, maybe a touch shorter.
Yep. Just taking that big skip on the forehand. Plays really well.
And then Ryan, after an unfortunate hole, made the island, putts, misses some putts, takes a bogey.
Yep. He's setting up. Looks like he's going for the backhand today. The only one out here on this card. Puts a lot of hyzer on it, leaves it over the road. You can see it kind of just hung out over the road for a little bit there, but comes up probably about 30 feet short.
Yeah. Here's his putt. He's debating whether to run this or lay it up. What would you do in this situation? It's still second round of a 3-day tournament.
Yeah, I think he's just got the nerves from that first hole. He gives it a low spinny bid just to be safe, not have to make a comebacker. I think his confidence will regain throughout the round on that putt.
For sure. Eye for birdie.
See him step up, again, taking his time. Just a little bit right side. Does not catch, unfortunately. But easy tap in par from there.
Levi, just a little closer than Kai.
See him keep it real low. Just sneaks it in over. Great birdie out of Levi there.
Stone setting up. He's got like a 10-15 footer.
Yeah, he's pretty close, but again, as we talked about with this swirly wind, just going to be taking his time on these, doing his normal routine. Should be able to cash this one pretty easily.
Oh my gosh, that's another spit out.
Yeah, that putt looked good from that angle at least.
Mm-hmm.
Did not seem like it was too far to the left, I guess his left, our right. But unfortunate spit out there. These veteran baskets are not always known to be the best catchers, but also not the worst.
No, I actually like putting on the veterans quite a lot.
Yeah.
So.
We're over here in hole 3. Very interesting hole. Par 4, 515 feet. You guys will see the first left mando here. We're playing around that first mando, past the basket that you could see, past the next tee pad, through the double mando in the distance, out to the next basket. It's quite a interesting shot shape of a hole, combining 2 normal holes on this course. These guys, in theory, will be playing it safe up to that first double mando, and then trying to go through there.
And I don't think the first mando does it justice on how far right you actually have to get. The wind is also not helping.
It is a right to left pushing wind,
yeah. So you're not going to see a lot of discs get very far right. I think with the proper wind, you could actually attack the double, but not in this situation.
Yeah. So you see Levi, looks like he went a little too straight, but should have a look at the double mando. Kai, big spike hyzer, just does not want to travel to the right.
No. The wind is pushing these discs down, and you'll see on these next upshots how hard it actually is to get to that double mando with this wind.
Yeah. See Stone. Looks like he's lining up like a sky roller angle here.
I don't love this, especially with the wind.
Definitely he's flattening it out, pushing it farther left, covering almost too much distance. You don't want to go too far long. You will miss that double mando.
Do you think that could be a pro play? Just aim far, miss the double mando, and then you go to the double mando for a drop zone?
It could be, but you're basically guaranteeing yourself par. We see Ryan, kind of same thing as Stone there. Leaves it really high, nose up, wind just pushes it down, hyzers out.
So this is where these guys land. So far right or left of that double mando, they are just laying up to the double mando. That is a great layup.
That's a really great layup. Very scary, though. At first, I thought he was going left to that double mando.
Or just sneaking through.
Yeah.
From my angle on catch cam, it did not look like it was gonna... It looked like it might have the chance to sneak through. Stone.
Playing it uber safe here. Just leaving it out to the right there.
I jump putting.
Yeah, Kai got up to his disc, knew exactly what he wanted to do, and just jump putted it to the double mando.
Levi's actually not in the worst spot here.
No, he's got a line at it, throws a big Anheuser forehand. Flies way past the basket there. Skips across the road, which does play as OB there.
It was OB by maybe a foot.
Yeah.
We don't get to see a video of it, but it was very, very close to staying in bounds.
Yeah. Stone keeping it real low, just skips up to the basket there. Kai, another jump putt. Puts him in pretty close. The Mando's about 110 feet to the basket, so these guys are definitely close, but not close enough to really be running these putts.
Ryan, looking like he has the same idea, just lay up under the basket.
Yep. Jump putt it up, get it close, leave yourself an easy putt for a birdie there.
So Levi's coming back after the OB stroke.
The long putt at it, just hits off that band, kicks out a little bit.
Come back for bogey. Lower right side, but good catch by the basket.
Yeah, you could definitely tell he was frustrated at that point from going out of bounds. But it's hard to tell on this course that grass kind of covering up some of those pathways.
Definitely. Stone, his look. You can just see the wind ripping the shirt.
Gives it a real hard spin putt in the basket there. Make sure to jam it. Scary thing with his putt is it is a little nose up, so into a headwind, that can just push it right back out of the chains.
For sure. Kai cleaning up par. So as we go into this fourth hole, Dave, finishing up hole 3, we see birdies, we see bogeys, we see an eagle. What else do we expect from this course?
This course has a lot of out of bounds, and with the wind playing as it is, it's going to be pretty tricky for these guys out here. Hole 4, looking at a 435-foot shot here. The river that you could see that's dried up there does not play as out of bounds, but left of it is out of bounds. So these guys just trying to keep something close to that hillside there.
You're also dropping about 10-15 feet in elevation.
Yeah, definitely very reachable for everybody here.
This is a lefty hole if I've ever seen one.
Oh,
that
yeah.
hill takes away the righty hyzer.
Kai leaving it out really wide there. Takes a skip off the rocks, gets into that little gully. He's safe down there. He'll have a pretty good look at the basket.
Yeah.
Uphill putt.
Yeah.
So here's the first righty we see. We see Stone. This is a very, like I said earlier, a very challenging hole for these righties because you have to get just past that hill and have it hyzer in, or go over the hill, which is a lot of power.
It's a lot of power, and it's scary because it's easy to hyzer out. He keeps it nice and low, just to turn on it. Looks like it runs into that hillside and scoots down a little bit.
Ryan, looking for the big hyzer.
Yeah, this is a scary play because if you don't leave it out wide enough, it can definitely go OB left.
He went really wide.
Yeah. Super wide shot there. Comes in just short of that little pathway behind the basket. Stays safe.
What a shot. Especially with how wide that was.
Yeah.
Levi debating the forehand. Looks like he's going to go with it. I like this play.
Yeah, it just follows the shot shape of the hole really well. He can throw a really far forehand.
Tries to flex it almost. Did that come out early?
I think it might have come out a little bit early. It's catching a really good roll down this hill, honestly. Let's see if it cuts back towards the basket. It does. Look at that, Ian.
Wow. It's not always about skill. Sometimes it's about luck, Dave.
You need a little bit of luck. I know that playing disc golf.
Stone looks like he's just going to put it under the basket.
Yep. Nice little upshot. Make sure he doesn't have to throw a putt after that. Levi, he was really shocked at where his disc ended up after seeing where he threw to.
Yeah, he turned away after it hit the hill and did not see the roll. He was very happy. Oh.
But just a little bit high and right. These baskets have not been catching that today.
From an awkward footing. You can't tell from the camera, but the footing down there is very awkward. A lot of jagged rocks. Hard to get your feet flat.
Yeah, he had a few tumbleweeds in there, but makes that putt. Goes 3 down now through the first 4.
Ryan for birdie. Looking down at the basket. Winds calm down just a little bit for him.
Ooh, just leaves it a little short, a little left.
So as these guys tap in for their pars, fun fact about Ryan, when we were out here doing drone shots for this, we actually met him on the course's hole 18, but we'll be playing it as hole 16. And he threw a few shots for us on the drone, and then we saw that cards had come out, and he was like, I hope I'm on coverage, and day 2, here he is, Dave.
Yep.
Hole 5, par 4, 560 feet. Your initial tee shot is actually downhill. You want to land right in front of this tee pad, maybe a little further up. OB on the right where the path is, OB on the left where that creek is from the previous hole. Good shot, land in bounds, up shot, stay in bounds. That's what you're aiming for.
Yeah. High here. Leaves it a little bit high. I think he's just trying to go for distance on this shot. You could see it turning Ian around there at the catch cam. Looks like it goes just past the road there, lands OB, but he should have a short distance for his birdie look.
Stone here.
Stone lining up the righty hyzer. Imagine these guys are just kind of going to leave it out pretty far right. So you can see he definitely leaves it out far right. Keeps it low enough, though, that it can come skipping right across the road there. Hopefully it settles down. Looks real nice right in front of you there, Ian.
As a righty, Dave, do you feel like the misses miss it right or miss it left on this OB?
The scary thing is if these guys miss it right and the disc doesn't get back left enough, they just have to re-tee or go down 50 feet and re-tee, basically. So you could see
Ryan turning me around again. Wow, what a shot. This dude has an arm.
He does. That's pretty much a perfect placement for this hole.
Levi, looking to follow Ryan up.
Cool. Looks like he slipped in the dirt there a little bit, but he's keeping that same line, keeping it pretty straight. Again, turning Ian around there, landing out in that field. All you can ask for on this hole.
That is a great shot from Ryan and Levi. Stone here, pretty far out. Not quite, I wouldn't say out of position, but not ideal.
Yeah, he's still got probably about 150 to 180 feet for an upshot. Throws it really flat. You see it skip up there. I think he wanted a little more distance on that, but he'll be looking at a birdie putt.
5 from his OBT. Going with the lefty forehand, right next to the basket. It's a great shot from Kai.
It is. I think he was always playing this hole for par in a way. See Ryan throw a little forehand as well. Leaves that a little high, especially with this wind. So you can see it pushed out to the right there about 20 feet.
Doesn't look too stoked. Hands on the hips. Levi, this disc he's throwing, do you know what this is?
I do. It is I believe it's a yarn, which is castoplast, and it is completely puddle topped, like inside out puddle topped.
We will see a lot of that disc come out later in this round. but it is just funny to me. So I didn't know what it was all weekend, and he threw it a good amount today. Stone leaving it right. That's kind of a miss for a spin putt.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of, tried to jam it, keep it low with the wind. So you see, he makes his comebacker there. Takes the bar.
Takes par.
Par.
Ryan, birdie, drains it.
Great putt out of Ryan there. It
Fine.
looks like his confidence is coming back.
Yep. First birdie of the round for him. I'm sure he's stoked to see that one land. High for his par. After the OB drive.
Yeah, not too much distance left on this. Should be able to jam it, take his par.
Good putt from Kai. Levi with a literal tap-in with his puddle-topped yarn.
Dude, this disc, if you look at it, you would not think that thing is PDGA legal.
Davis, hole 6, what are we looking at?
It's a nice short 280-foot hole here. As you see, that little rock river there is flagged as OB to the right. Pretty short hole. These guys are going to have some touch, especially in the wind, to be able to park this hole.
Yep. Wind's died down just a little bit, not a whole lot. See the righty hyzer from Ryan.
That was hyzered straight out of his hand and went straight the whole way.
Yep. That is the win for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Levi, same idea.
Yeah, going something pretty overstable, I imagine. Just leaving it on hyzer there.
Really high out of Levi.
Yeah, goes super high. Kind of pushing it towards the basket, though. Goes just a little bit long there. Great shot.
Great shot. You guys can see the mine out in the distance.
Yeah, largest open copper mine in the world. Or at least in the U.S.
I believe world.
Is it world?
Yeah. Are you surprised to see Kai throwing a forehand and not a backhand here?
Not really, no, because it should push back in safe, but that looks like it's sitting just a little bit wide. I think that makes it back in, though.
It does. He is on the line, so it is considered safe. Mm-hmm. It was very, very close, though.
Yeah. I think the idea with going with the forehand there is it should always kind of finish back inbounds.
Sure.
Versus having to leave that lefty backhand really wide.
Sure. Stone. Looks like he's going with more of a faster disc.
Yeah, I think he went with a little bit of a mid-range here just for the wind. See, leave it on a lot of hyzer and just kind of drops out early. He'll have a really long look at the basket from there.
Yeah, this is what, 45, 50, Dave?
Yeah. So you see that left to right from his shirt blown in the wind. It's a scary putt with the out of bounds just behind the basket.
The wind just dropping that disc.
Oh, yeah. Fell out of the sky. Had no chance in getting there.
Ryan, similar putt, a little closer.
Leaves it really high and just dunks in somehow.
I think the wind pushed that in. I don't think that was going in.
That was left of the basket the whole way. The wind just left to right pushing that in.
Kai taking his meter in, just short of pin high. Taking his time.
Almost a true headwind putt there, just high in the basket. You can see his frustration. Those baskets aren't catching if you're hitting right under that band.
Levi. Good birdie.
Great putt out of Levi there. You can see his putt's starting to feel good now.
Yep. A few tap outs here. Stone. Still pretty aggressive for how close he is.
Yeah, he keeps that same putt stroke the whole way through, which is really good, though, I think, for your game all around.
For sure. All right, hole 7 here, 215-foot par 3. There's an OB right in that dead riverbed, and it comes out and links up with the path behind the basket. If you see where that basketball is, that's where you want to land, Dave.
Yeah, another short, touchy shot that you guys might think is real easy, but with this wind, we see Ryan here go with another high hyzer line.
Look how much hyzer's on that, and it's just not coming back left.
No, it just goes dead straight. He's pointing at it like, why is that thing not going left?
The wind is, at this point in the round, it is pretty consistent from where we're at now. It's coming out of the southwest. Levi with that yarn once again.
Yep, leaves it on hyzer, throws it about 200 feet, gets to the basket there. Should have a good look for birdie.
Kai going with the forehand. Fun fact about this disc he's throwing, I fished it out of the river at the fort during Beehive Classic last year.
Oh, I do remember that.
Remember we were looking for that?
Yeah. Throws another shot, just kind of on hyzer, pushes straight most of the way, leaves him with about a 20-footer.
It's closer than that.
With Kai's putt, it's about 20 feet.
Anything within 20 feet's a tap-in for this guy for the most part.
So, going with the standstill here?
I don't mind this play, actually.
No, not at all, especially with this hole that's only 215 feet. Runs right up to the basket there, has the easiest tap-in for birdie.
So Levi with the yarn is the furthest away. We have the same wind as last time, left to right.
Gives it the height. You can see with that hyzer putt, that left to right just going to kind of push it down. So he's got to give it some height to it.
Ryan, pin high, pure headwind putt coming up.
Yeah, this is a terrifying putt.
Sticks. His putt, I've seen a few already, but every time his disc hits the basket, it feels like it wants to jump back out.
Yeah. These baskets don't seem like they want to catch. All right, Kai might have been a little bit closer than I thought.
Yep, 20 feet for Kai.
Yeah, 20 feet for Kai. Definitely.
We're just ranking on Kai a lot because we do play with him a good amount, and
this is our first star frame of the day, Ian.
it is. And your little audio makes me want to cry.
All right, enough razzing on my vocals here, Ian. We got hole 8, par 3, 390 feet. Plays a big hyzer, righty hyzer around the hillside here. It's kind of blind off the tee. So these guys are, running up the hill to see what's going on. There is a Mando off to the right that shouldn't really come into play.
Yeah, I would say it would come to play if we had a right to left wind, but we have a very strong left to right wind yet again.
Yep. See, he throws his disc on so much hyzer, and it just goes straight the whole way.
Yep. That's what the past 3 holes have been the same wind. We're going the same way on this course these last 3 holes.
Yep.
Levi, with the arm, gets a little flip up out of it, but not enough to turn it.
Wind just kind of keeping that thing out to the right there. These guys are going to have long up shots to this basket.
Kai with forehand.
Keeps it real low over that hillside, but you can see it just goes dead straight the whole way. They want a lot more push to the left here.
With his lefty, are you surprised he didn't go over the hill?
I think he was worried about the wind kind of just like knocking his disc down and throwing it really far to the right.
Gotcha. Stone with his caddy. His caddy was talking him through a lot of shots this whole weekend. I think more golf shots than anything. More golf decisions, I should say, than anything.
You can see he's looking to go over the hill on this.
Just barely.
Just barely over that hillside. Pushes straight. Gets a little more left than the other guys. Just purely out of line choice there.
Levi laying up.
Yep, throwing that yarn. Does not want to go more than, 100 feet, 200 feet at most.
Kai throwing his blue putter. So I talked to Kai about this. He has 2 putters in his bag that he's playing in these tournaments. He has a blue one and a white one. And he said the blue one just feels a little more glidey than the white one. So for the longer bid, he's throwing that blue one.
Ryan also giving it a spinny bit at the basket there. Leaves it just a little bit to the right. And Stone, we see the closest out of the bunch by keeping it over that hill.
His spin putt coming up. Drains it.
Yep. A little wobbly out of the hand, but seems to stick in the basket every time. You can ask Owen Scoggins about that one.
Yeah.
The rest of these guys are going to come up, tap in their pars. Shouldn't be too difficult.
So through 8 holes here, we have a 4-under round from Levi with a bogey, and the rest of the card is pretty quiet. Kai's at 4-under, but he had that eagle, but there's not a lot of scoring holes so far.
No. Hole 9 here, you see we have another dog leg to the left. The road there is playing out of bounds to the right, and OB to the left here is that creek bed as well. It's a 540-foot par 4 goal. Throw big hyzer, land safe, throw an easy upshot into that hillside with the backboard, and just take your birdie.
Stone going over the hill, which in this wind I think is the play.
Yeah, those hyzers do not want to finish left, so he's taken the more direct approach. As you see, lands just short of that hill there.
Yeah, he's inbounds by about 5-10 feet. Ideally, you want to push a little further left, but with the wind, it's just so hard. Ryan, big.
High hyzer, So you can see the wind just kind of pushing that straight down.
So Ryan skipped out of bounds and landed back inbounds. He was inbounds by about a foot.
Yeah, takes that big skip. That disc had so much hyzer on it.
Levi, he's got the biggest arm out here, don't we think?
Yeah, he's definitely going for this. It's definitely reachable for an eagle, but he throws that way too far right, it looks like there. So you can see that coming down on a pure spike hyzer line. Goes long and OB.
Kai Cam, lefty. You can see where the T-pad is. It's pointing to the right of Kai, and Kai's just going to cut the T-pad in half almost.
Yeah, leaves that really wide. You see the wind kind of pick it up as if it's a headwind. And then it just keeps pushing it and leaking further and further right. Skips across the road, OB.
Levi, his upshot. Still a good 300 out here.
Yeah, through that. Looked like it was going super long and just goes right over the basket. Lands about 15 feet into the sage there.
Kai, similar shot, 10 feet closer.
Yep, throwing that forehand, bit of a headwind, pretty stable disc as well. Just trying to land it close into that backboard.
Stone. Best drive out of the whole group?
It's the one that stayed in bounds.
And he parks the upshot.
Amazing upshot.
So Ryan was lasering this, and it was just shy of 300.
Throws a little flexi boy there. Comes up close, but should be easy tap-ins for all these guys here.
As these guys tap out, you guys have to go click on the next back nine. Let's just say it starts out with a banger.
Oh, it's super exciting disc golf to watch. We got the privilege, let's say, of filming these boys out there.
Absolute privilege. So stoked to see these guys battling it out these next 9 holes. And we still have one more day, Dave.
Yeah, it's a close round. Ryan and Kai tied up. Levi only 1 stroke back. And with Stone tapping in that birdie, he's also only 1 stroke back of this lead card. What are we looking forward to in the back 9 with scores being so tight right now?
Well, the wind's going to play a big factor on the back 9. We're going to have to see who can keep their putts on target, making sure they hit the basket at least and not be sailing them long.
Yeah, this course is pretty wide open, as you can see from the drone flyovers going through. Wind just kind of whips through, but I hope that these guys kind of keep it clean and we see some high scores going into the back half.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching this on the Another Round channel, make sure to go check out the Bad Throws Good Bros, and vice versa. If you're watching this on the Bad Throws, make sure to go check out Another Round Salt Lake. And make sure to go like and subscribe and show that Salt Lake shows up for disc golf and that we are a disc golf community. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you on the next one.